Just wanna make you feel good.
Hey everybody, Brandon Shiga here for week 3 of Java 2. I'm going to go over my project here really quick and answer the questions. How did I use fragments to enhance user experience when changing modes? So I set up 2 fragments like I'm sure everybody else did. There's my main fragment, which is my main layout for the project, and then I have my detail as well, which is just my zoomed in detail, I guess. Not really zoomed in, but so this is what I guess my main fragment looks like. So here's where I set up my list view. Here's my on-click listener for the list view, and then my 2 buttons, and then my on attaches here, and then I have a couple functions. So I'll go over kind of how some of it works. So when you click on get streams, what I have it do is it calls the listener, so it'll go back to the main activity here, and we'll find a function here called get streams, and it basically does what the old assignment from last week did, where it gets creates an intent, starts the service, and then checks to see, if you have an internet connection, things like that. And then I also have the search stream. So what this does is it launches the search dialog. I originally set this up with a fragment because I thought that's what we were supposed to do, but I couldn't get it to work properly. The fragment would load, but it would have a big white box on top of it, and then when you click the search button, it would just kind of crash. So when you click that now, it does the search dialog, which basically just launches the alert dialog that we set up from the first week or second week. So that not too much has changed there. When you do click on the search button, though, what I have it do is I run main.filter. So this is the string for the search field. When you click on search streams, the text field, this string is returned, so we call main.filter, where main is my main fragment. So it passes this into this function here, filter, and then I set my set text filter enabled in what the filter text is. So that's how that works. When you click on a stream to get its details, what actually happens is inside the listener here, I get the hash map, and I return the hash map, and then I get the streamer, the game, the viewers. I create a new intent, and then what I do is I call main activity, so I cast this into main activity, get activity, and then I have a function called display detailed data, and I pass this intent into it. So if we go back to main activity here, I have a function here called display detailed data. So I pass the intent, create a bundle, get the values from the bundle, and then I replace the current fragment with my detail fragment. So I'm still using the main layout, and then I call detail.loadData, which actually changes the text fields inside of the fragment. So this is my detail fragment, and then this load data is a function inside of that. So I basically just set stream name to these 3 variables, and then when the view gets created, I assign those to the text field. So I'm not 100% sure if that's how it was supposed to be done, but it works, so I think so. The only problem I was running into was if I rotate it, I get weird stuff on the screen. I'm not really sure what's going on. I had it before where it would just kind of crash when I rotated it. It kept saying view not found, or no view for ID for fragment, and I googled a bunch of things, but it just wasn't working. I don't know if this is set up correctly. I basically just split my main layout into 2 sections and have the 2 fragments there. So I don't know what's going on. It's not really working how I want it to. But that's the only thing I couldn't really get done. I'm going to email the professor about it to see if maybe she can see what's happening. But I couldn't find anything on how to create these side by side, or at least like programmatically. So I made a layout. I'm not sure if that's what's supposed to be done and if it's supposed to be called the same as something else, like what it looks for. So I was just kind of confused with how all that went. And then that's pretty much the only thing that I would really change is just is that I would get this set up correctly if I could figure out how. But I'm 99% sure that my buttons still work. So if we could view stream for Night Blue, it'll take us to Twitch TV / Night Blue. So that's still working. So all the buttons and the functionality works, just not the side by side layout. So I'm sure I'm gonna get dock points there, but at least I got a good head start on the search dialogue fragment because I'm pretty sure that's for next week. So good thing I was pulling my hair out for hours on that one. But yeah, that's my project, guys, and I hope you like it, and I will see you next week. Thanks a lot.